Headlines to be another veteran quarterback, new coach is Josh Allen. I like the Bills. What say you?
Well, it's easy to like the Bills. They have your guy, Josh Allen. Did you say he was a top 10 quarterback all time?
Yeah.
Earlier, you were on fire. You're on a heater. The Bills, we'll see. The headline for the Buffalo Bills this season will be Marsha Mafia. Brady takes bunch of wins from 12 to 10. I've got the Bills regressing, Colin, just a little bit with the new head coach, right? Brady, they kept him for some continuity. It's a lot different letting the last coach take all the arrows, and now you got to stand in front of the podium and answer a million questions and have the radio guys come after you. I think it's a big year for the GM. We know the wide receiver room was upgraded slightly with DJ Moore. Colin, I mean, yes, they're going to win the division, but I'm just not so sure they're better than they are last season. If I asked you, where are the Buffalo Bills better this year than they were last year? You would say wide receiver. Great. What else you got? Because the defense gave up 30 points to the Broncos in the end of the season.
Yeah.
Are they better defensively?
Yes.
Well, they've spent some draft capital on defense. Remember, they had to move off people pretty drastically and quickly. So they've spent more money on offense smartly. They've done the opposite of the Steelers. They're spending money now at wide receiver, running back, quarterback, left tackle. They've done it the smart way. What they've moved off, linebackers, corners, safeties, edge guys they'd have to pay. So their defense is, they put draft capital into it. They've drafted it. We don't know if it's great yet, but I'll give Brandon Beane credit. He's spending money on the right side of the ball. Yeah. The Steelers aren't.
That's fair. That's fair. But I will also add to Josh Allen has not had an injury history. Taken a pounding. We know late in the season, Josh, tuck and run, 10, 15 carries. Colin, he's getting up there in age. He's now a father. Listen, this takes a toll on the body. Talk to me. I know all about that.
All right. First thing we need to do is laugh at the idea of Josh Allen being a top 10 quarterback. Of course he is. Josh Allen is quite literally the best quarterback in the NFL right now and belongs in the conversation as one of the greatest to ever play the position. If you want to argue about that, fine. If you're so obsessed with just counting championship rings, then you've already lost the debate. Because technically, I guess Eli Manning is one of the best quarterbacks of all time. I suppose that's the discussion we're about to have. I guess Jalen Hurts is better than Lamar Jackson. He's better than a lot of quarterbacks, which would technically make him one of the best ever. So if you want to have that conversation, be my guest. It's the wrong conversation. Now all of a sudden, we're worried that Brady can't handle listening to guys on the radio? First of all, do you see who Tom Brady is? Do you see how that man is built? He's completely committed. He's focused and ready to go. I don't think there will be any issues there. Where did the Bills get better? Everywhere on offense and defense, both from a personnel standpoint and from a coaching standpoint. Josh Allen was playing some of his best football last year. Some of his absolute best. It's not always about the statistics. It's not always about throwing for 4,500 yards with a 68% completion rate. When you actually watch the games and see them unfold, Josh Allen was playing at an elite level he's rarely reached BEF. Or. This nonsense is making my head spin. Before I go any further, Buffalo Bills fans, please don't forget to subscribe and watch the full video. When you do that, view counts go through the roof. Subscriber numbers go through the roof. It's not about chasing views. It's not about chasing subscribers. It's about being able to create Bills content that people genuinely want to watch and discuss. That way, we can have the best, most unbiased, grounded discussions about this team. It really makes a huge difference. So please consider doing that. But they're going to win the division while only winning 10 games? My head is spinning. Let me think about how to phrase this. I've tried to say this before, but throw out statistics completely. It's always funny because you can't win in these conversations. If you use stats, people say you're cherry picking. If you use film, they say those are just random clips and ask why you don't show failures. So I have to use every statistic from every season forever and show highlights from every game of every play? It's a lose-lose situation. So throw out highlights. Throw out statistics. Throw out how we even decide who's a great quarterback, whether it's based on winning, or on a single great play, or on arm strength. Despite all of that, I fundamentally believe this offense will be one of the best the Bills have ever constructed. Will it be the flashiest? Will it produce the best numbers? Will it lead to Josh Allen having all those games or crazy box scores? Not necessarily. But I do believe we're going to see a fundamentally more organized, disciplined offense, one that operates on time and within structure. This is what I've been saying about the Ravens. This is what they need to do. These two teams have always been connected in my mind regarding the direction they need to go. Bringing in a new defensive coach to get that defense up to speed, it's funny how the Bills and Ravens have been so linked over the years. Neither has been able to win at all, and now both have made changes on both sides of the ball. I understand the continuity with Brady, but I've said this a million times and I'll keep saying it until games start. It's different being an offensive coordinator versus a head coach. J-Mac is taking the negative, doubtful perspective on that. That's fine. I'm taking the opposite view, based on my own personal experience with coaches who became the main guy. The dynamic is different, and it's typically for the better when you're actually a great coach. When you're not great, things get weird, the personality changes, and you realize some people are better suited as position coaches. But I just don't see where the doubt is right now. It doesn't make sense to me. So if we're saying the Bills win the division with 10 games, does that mean the Patriots also win 10 but lose a tiebreaker? Or they win 9 or fewer? If that's the case, then the Bills right off the bat are going to win 5 or 6 games inside their division. That alone. And then you're telling me they can't win more than 4 or 5 games outside the division? What? Are they playing the 2024 Eagles, the 2022 Chiefs, the 2021 Bengals? What does the schedule look like that they're just going to suffer loss after loss after loss outside their division? The math doesn't fully add up. I could understand if you said they're taking a step back and the Patriots win the division. I wouldn't agree, but at least I could follow the logic and the math would make more sense. I think this is a situation where we're relying too heavily on the schedule. We look at those teams and say, well, this team is great, that team is great, this matchup is tough. I think we get too obsessed with that logic. That's why when schedules first came out and everyone went crazy, I kept saying, let's calm down. Relax. I get it, but this is the problem with looking at things 100% mathematically. You see this with bettors, they look through the lens of math, but that's not how it works. If it did, Wall Street would be in Vegas, putting the smartest people there, and they'd make billions. It's more than just strict numbers. That's what people do when they first see a schedule, on the road after playing this team, now they face a team coming off a bye, I don't like it. That's just not how it works. Can it be part of the analysis? Sure. But you have to wait and see how games unfold throughout the season to make any remotely accurate predictions. So yes, take a game like against the Texans, I think they open the season against Houston. That Texans defense has been great against Josh Allen and the Bills for back-to-back years, 2024 and 2025, no doubt about it. But I've got the Bills winning that game. Precisely because of the benefit of having Brady as offensive coordinator. This offense will be prepared and ready for Week 1 against the Texans in a way it simply couldn't be the last 2 years. A team that has hurt the Bills over the last couple of years? Week 1? Nope. 10 wins. Just like that. Even little things like that trip people up, well, this team has always given them problems. You look at that schedule and say they could start 0-3. Honestly, then the majority of teams could start 0-3 or 1-4. We could go down the list. But that's not going to happen. And it's certainly not going to happen with a quarterback as great as Josh Allen. And it's not going to happen with a quarterback who now has an offensive head coach who can prioritize and focus resources on offense, plus a new defensive coach who can just focus on defense rather than worrying about the media and everything else, which is what Sean McDermott had to deal with. Now you've solved that problem. Those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you all think about the Buffalo Bills? Do you think they're going to regress? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I read every single comment. Whether you agree with me or disagree, either way, let's start some discussions. Let's get into some debates. But ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We're building an amazing community here, and I would absolutely love to see you be a part of it. I want to build something we all genuinely feel connected to. Something we're really excited to be part of. I think we're well on our way. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, it really does help with visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.